Coming up with a follow-up video on the ideas of stability. Stability is something we've just got to have if we want to be able to use our strength in a quote-unquote functional way. And stability is not necessarily balance. Just because you can be balanced doesn't necessarily mean that you're stable, and vice versa. The reason why stability works so well is because whenever we're moving our body, or we're moving something in relation to our body, the forces of things like gravity and inertia and stuff make our body move in opposition of what we may want. Okay? Stability is kind of the traction that we can use. If you want to think of it in the analogy of a car, stability is literally where the rubber meets the road. If you don't have it, you can make all sorts of force happen and nothing comes of it. The key to remember here is that when balance, a lot of times balance, I think of, balancing on one leg, and I can do this kind of thing, but I'm still balanced on one leg. This isn't going to fly. If I'm trying to throw punches, all of this movement is wasted energy, and it's where if like, say for example, I'm on one foot and I punch a punching bag and my body does this sort of thing, I'm still balanced on one leg, but I've got no force. Stability requires that we can control the joints in the body, which is where Taigoki really comes into play. If we look at the body, we've got a lot of areas where things can move and shift. We've got our pelvis, we've got our core, we've got our scapular regions, we've got our shoulders, we've got our elbows, wrists, ankles, knees. One of the examples that comes to mind a lot is when people do squats and their knees do this as they're going down or going up, or when they're jumping. Maybe when they're doing a normal squat, their knees are right over their toes, so knee right over the toe, and they're doing squats and they look like this, but as soon as they jump, their knees do this. Down, they go in and out. So when that sort of thing happens, that's a lack of stability, which means that the force that is generated by your muscles is essentially just going bleh, and you can't use it very well. The best exercises for this sort of stuff is the stuff that doesn't stabilize your body, doesn't require any stability other than your own physical control in your own mind. Stability happens here first. It's not on a balance disc. Remember, if you're balancing on a Bosu ball, you're not stabilizing your body, you're stabilizing a Bosu ball, which is great if the function you need is to stabilize a Bosu ball. But doing push-ups and dips, are you doing this kind of thing? No stability. Can you do it with your shoulders locked in place? That's stability. Can you do squats with your knees in place exactly as you go up and down? That's stability. When you're doing your squats or when you're doing your lunges, a lot of times people lunge and their pelvis shifts, maybe even just half of an inch. Lack of stability. It's robbing you of your power. So pay attention to the major joints in the body as you're moving through your non-stabilized exercises. I'm thinking nothing where your back is against a bench or anything like that. It's just you're standing, or you're on your hands. Either your hands or your feet are on the ground. And that's it. And you're completely in control of where every joint, even your fingers, are in space throughout your entire range of motion. That's how we gain stability. Best exercises: single leg squats, lunges, backward lunges, side lunges, planks, bridges, levers, push-ups, dips, handstands, pull-ups, all that sort of thing. I'll get into it more with another video, but thoughts down below. Till then, be fit and live free.